a company called WifeLike, which creates android wives. These android wives were designed to do everything according to the buyer's preferences, cooking, taking care of daily needs, and even fulfilling physical desires. Whatever way they were programmed, they behaved exactly like that. These android wives looked extremely realistic. If someone uploaded the memories of their dead wife into an android, it would behave just like the real wife. Because of this, thousands of people were using these android wives. Their behavior was so close to humans that some organizations believed androids should also have human rights. There were also groups that kidnapped androids just to set them up free. One of those groups was called SCAR Organization. To stop this, WifeLike hired special recovery agents whose job was to bring the stolen androids back. William was one such agent. He had successfully recovered many androids, and because of his good work, the CEO of WifeLike, Marion, told him not to worry about being lonely. The company had created a new android wife for him using the memories of his deceased wife, Merritt, so she would love him exactly like the real Merritt did. William brings this new Merritt home, dresses her in his wife's old clothes, and activates her. At this point, the android behaves a little strangely because she keeps calling herself Merritt instead of saying I. William guides Merritt on how to wake up, walk, and breathe properly. He believes that with some time, Merritt will learn everything and behave exactly like his real wife, so no one will even realize she is an android. That night, Merritt becomes ready for intimacy. But even after adjusting all the intimacy settings, William still feels uncomfortable being intimate with her. Merritt notices this and gently guides him, helping the situation so the night goes smoothly for both of them. Later, William wants them to spend the whole night together. While looking around the house, Merritt finds an old diary. A little later, when she looks outside the window, she sees something strange moving between the trees in the garden. She can't understand what it is, but she decides not to think too much about it. The next morning, while Merritt is preparing breakfast for William, the news is playing on TV, showing people protesting. Seeing this, Merritt asks William what kind of work he does. William tells her that he is an agent who works to protect people. After this, William leaves for the office. At home, Merritt spends time trying on the old clothes and makeup she found. Meanwhile, at the company, William talks to his partner Jack about the recent android kidnapping cases. They discuss whether any new updates have come in about Ringmaster, the leader of the SCAR organization. After a lot of investigation, they finally discover the location where the kidnapped androids are being held. William is assigned the task of going there and bringing them back for the company. When he reaches the place, he sees an android running away with a shock collar around her neck. William quickly catches her and removes the collar. Then he asks her how many more people are inside the house. William enters the house. In the very first room, he sees a criminal practicing boxing. William quickly takes him down and moves to the next area, which is a lab. There, he finds another android being reprogrammed to set it free. Suddenly, another criminal enters and points a gun at an android. Even after William warns him, the criminal refuses to let the android go, so William shoots him. Meanwhile, back at home, Merritt lies on the bed to charge herself. As she powers down, her dream mode activates. Inside the dream, she meets a guide named Avatar Ito, who will help her understand her dreams. In her first dream, she sees a birthday party. William welcomes Merritt at the party. Soon, another android wife invites her to dance. After some time, that android sends her to meet a mysterious masked man. When she asks him who he is, he gives her a card with a red bird on it and says it will help her remember everything. Before she can ask more questions, the masked man disappears. On the other side, William successfully brings all the kidnapped android wives back to the company where they are scheduled to be reprogrammed again. An android wife named Liddy signals to William with her fingers, trying to warn him. William learns that both Ali and Liddy have been acting against their husbands and disobeying their programming, which is why they are repeatedly brought back for resets. The next morning, Merritt asks Ito about the masked man. She also tells him to make a list of all her past hobbies. He lists them, but sewing is not included. Merritt is surprised because ever since she woke up, she has felt a strong desire to sew. Ito then installs a sewing memory file into her system. After leaving dream mode, Merritt starts sewing a red bird, the same one the masked man showed her onto a pillow. After some time, she goes outside for a bicycle ride. On the way, she sees Lucy standing between the bushes. While trying to reach her, Merritt falls off her bike. Lucy tells her that she doesn't have much time and must remember everything soon. Saying this, Lucy disappears. When Merritt returns home, she tells William everything that happened. While wiping dirt off his clothes, William tells her not to pay attention to Lucy. He says some women hate android wives because they think androids steal their husbands from them. Later, Merritt goes to visit the lake, which used to be William's real wife's favorite place. Seeing the happy memories there, she calls herself I instead of Merritt for the first time. This means she has started understanding herself as a real person. She even shows William the pillow with the red bird that she stitched. William says it looks beautiful, but his expression makes it clear he is lying. William reminds her of a day in the park when they first met. He says she, the real Mareed, was sitting on a bench reading a book. When the android Merritt tries to see this memory in her system, she can see the bench, but the man's face is blurred. Later, while alone in the charging room, she begins reading the real Merritt's diary. Every page is filled with love and happiness. Reading it makes her emotional. Curious to know more about William's real wife, she lies on the charging bed and tries to activate self-exploration mode, but it does not turn on. So she activates dream mode instead. Inside the dream, Ito tries to understand why some memory files are blocked. He starts showing her different memory files. Merritt selects one at random. She suddenly finds herself sitting on a park bench just like in the memory. But instead of William, she sees the masked man. He tells her that everything began right here. She suddenly wakes up. William is holding her and says she must have had a big dream. When she isn't looking, he secretly throws the pillow with the red bird into the outside dustbin. After William goes to sleep, Merritt quietly reads more from the real Merritt's diary and watches her old videos. In one of the old videos, Merritt sees the real Merritt inside of a tent with her lover. The next day, William receives another task. He must bring back a kidnapped android. He goes to a building where the missing android is now working as a secretary. To live like a human, she has changed her name and even modified her face. When William questions her, she says that no one kidnapped her. She escaped from the company on her own. William doesn't believe her. He thinks she must have been reprogrammed. He tells her to come with him, but the android says she would rather die than return. Saying this, she jumps out of the window and kills herself. Meanwhile, at home, Merritt discovers that Lucy has secretly entered the house and is sitting there waiting. Lucy is surprised and happy to hear Merritt call herself I instead of Merritt. Lucy tells her that the masked man wants to meet her personally. She also reveals that William lied to her about the SCAR organization. Merritt listens quietly. Lucy suspects that Merritt might be recording everything, so she leaves a direct message for William. Connie wants to meet you again. After saying this, Lucy leaves. On the other side, William brings the broken android's body back to the company because that is his job. He is disturbed and confused. Why would an android wife commit suicide? At the moment, an ad for android children is playing on the TV, explaining that these android kids never grow up. Watching this makes William feel even worse. So he goes straight to the company's CEO, Marion, and asks why the android killed herself. Marion tells him not to worry. He says the suicide must have happened due to a programming error, an accident caused by faulty reprogramming. Meanwhile, back at home, Merritt continues reading the real Merritt's old diary, learning more about her love story. The diary revealed that the real Merritt wanted to run away with her lover. After reading this, the android Merritt begins stitching again. When William comes home, he becomes irritated seeing her embroidering the red bird on the pillow once more. Merritt tells William everything about Lucy and shows him the message Lucy left. Hearing this message, William panics. He immediately calls his partner Jack for help. William tells Jack that he tried to protect Merritt from Connie, but Connie has hacked into Merritt's dreams. Whenever Merritt enters dream mode, Connie connects with her. William tells Jack to track Connie's location, we'll have to enter the dream world ourselves. I need your computer skills for this. He also explains that Merritt physically feels what happens in her dreams. If she gets hurt in a dream, her real body feels pain. So Jack and William send Merritt into dream mode to trace Connie. Her dream appears with a Halloween theme. Merritt finds herself wearing a skeleton costume inside a haunted house filled with scary things. Suddenly, the masked man appears in her dream. Outside, William and Jack monitor everything on the computer screens. Inside the dream, the masked man removes his mask, revealing that he is actually Connie. Connie gives Merritt an address and tells her to meet him there. When Merritt wakes up, she asks William about the address, but he refuses to tell her. She then prepares dinner quietly, while William secretly heads to the address alone. When he arrives, he finds nothing except a mannequin wearing a mask. Realizing something is wrong, William rushes back home where he finds Merritt safe and unharmed. Merritt tells William that someone knocked on the door, but when she opened it, no one was there, only a diary lying on the ground. The diary had a note on it saying it was meant for William. She asks William again about everything that has been happening. William finally tells her that Connie and the SCAR organization once used his real wife, Merritt, to carry out a terrorist attack. That's why the company erased all those memories from the android Merritt, so she wouldn't feel guilty for something that caused the death of thousands of people. William then calls Jack and says that Connie has hacked their systems so he can monitor their every move. Because of this, they cannot track him directly. William tells Jack, we have to send Merritt to the company so they can reset her. But before that, I want to enter her dreams and talk to Connie myself. Jack agrees and connects William and Merritt together in dream mode. Merritt's battery is low, so William gives her a warning. When your battery reaches 10%, wake up immediately. The moment you wake up, I'll wake up too. Inside the dream, Merritt finds herself in a forest. She sees Connie there. Just then, William appears and tells her to run. While running, Merritt accidentally enters another memory through a door. This one is the birthday party memory with Alien Liddy. Meanwhile, William fights Connie. During the fight, both of them crash into the same birthday memory where Merritt is hiding. Connie tells Merritt to remember everything. He also warns William that no matter how hard he tries, one day Merritt's memories will return. William is about to kill Connie when Merritt's battery suddenly falls to 10%. She wakes up instantly, which forces William to wake up too. William gets angry because he was close to defeating Connie, but Jack gets even more furious furious at William. He reminds him, "You promised you would only talk to Connie, not fight him." Jack refuses to help any further and leaves, saying, "I'll never help you again." After this, William tells Merritt that they will have to reset her memories and she will have to learn everything again from the beginning. But Merritt requests William not to delete her memories. Still, William doesn't listen and sends her to the company for a reset. When Merritt reaches the company, all the androids in the waiting room welcome her as if they already know her. There, Olive and Liddy tell her that they know how to protect their memories from being reset, and that's why they can still recognize her. They also explain how all the androids share information with each other so they can help the Ringmaster shut down the WifeLike company. They reveal that the Ringmaster is not a villain. He is actually helping androids gain freedom and live a better life. Merritt also learns that Olive and Liddy deliberately return to the company again and again so they can get caught and recruit more androids into their mission. They say that humans can erase memories, but they cannot erase an android's dreams. Then all of them lie down together and start sharing data from their heads. Here, Merritt enters dream mode and asks Eden to hide all her memories by turning them into random files. After this, when the operator takes her for the reset, Lucy quietly take an important file and go to Jack's house. They meet Jack's android wife and tell her to give the file and the data stick to Jack. When Jack comes home, his android wife hands him the stick and the file. A few hours later, Merritt appears at William's house with her new memories. She remembers all the rules, but she acts as if she has actually been reset. William repeats all the instructions to her again, just like before, so she can learn them. But suddenly, Jack arrives at William's house with the file. William quickly sends Merritt to her room. Jack gives him the file and says he has found out that Merritt was never William's wife. William had killed Merritt's real boyfriend, Kane, which is why no one could ever find him. He only existed inside Merritt's memories. Jack moves forward to arrest William for murder, but William suddenly shoots Jack and kills him. Merritt was watching all of this. She tells William that she already knew the whole truth. She explains that ever since the day she first came to William's door to promote her campaign, William had become obsessed with her. He wanted to make her his at any cost. So he secretly started following both Merritt and Connie. One day, he found an opportunity and had them arrested. Then he spread a fake story that Merritt was an android whom Connie had illegally kept captive. William put a shock collar on Merritt's neck so people would believe his lie. After killing Connie, he brought Merritt home. She reveals that all those loving videos written about in the diary, the happy moments, were actually between Connie and the real Merritt. After bringing her home, William tried to turn Merritt into a perfect wife, but Merritt hated him and opposed everything he said. One day in anger, William killed her using the Redbird pillow. Then he put a ring on her finger so that everyone would think she was his wife. After Merritt's death, when William got the android version of her made, he only added the memories that he liked, nothing else. Hearing all this from the android Merritt, William becomes terrified and shocked, wondering how she found out everything. William tries to manipulate her, saying, "I tried to give you a good life, a life where you would never become sick or old, and you would always have my unconditional love. But these emotional buttons have no effect on the android. She wants justice for the real Merritt and her boyfriend Connie, so she channels all her energy and attacks William." At that moment, she reveals one last truth. She herself was the Ringmaster. She had entered William's life in disguise so she could help free all the androids from the company. Her mission was to stay close to William and record everything he did. Merritt jumps on top of William with full force. She crushes his hands and breaks his pelvis completely. William, now helpless and remembering Connie and the real Merritt, watches in terror as the android Merritt picks up the same Redbird pillow. She presses it tightly on his face and suffocates him to death. Before leaving, she removes the ring from her finger and drops it on the floor right beside William's lifeless body. After this, Merritt returns to the secret headquarters. She reunites with her sister android and joins her team. There, she promises all the freed androids that none of them will ever be reset again. On the other side, in the WifeLike company, Mariana appears on TV news. She mourns the death of her beloved agent Jack and vows to punish everyone responsible. She gives the responsibility of hunting down Jack's killer to William's android. The android Coley replies, "Get ready, I'm coming." Watching this on the computer screen, android Merritt narrows her eyes and says with anger, "We're ready too."